Welcome to the area. For you to make that cross-country trip, how has that transition been for you, and how has Columbia and South Carolina program treated you so far?
It's been pretty good. I don't mind being so far away from home. Just the humidity is was different out here from being from where I'm from.
Colin?
Erik, Colin Taylor from Central Rivals. Have you found a way to combat that humidity just yet?
Stay in the gym. That's where it's AC. So
Yeah.
just stay in the gym and try not to be outside as much.
How is this transition going? Where do you feel like your game is right now, and how do you feel like you've been meshing with some of the guys that have been here for maybe a couple more weeks than you have, or some returners?
No, I think it's going solid. Coming from two other schools, I've been in multiple different systems, and I think I got back to a system that fits my style of play, and so it's been refreshing to be back playing my style of basketball, being playing the right brand of basketball in my opinion, and being coached by somebody who knows the game.
Joe Gorchow?
Yeah, you mentioned style of basketball. What is it about South Carolina and the way they go about their business that fits with your style of game that you were just talking about?
Yeah, it's just the culture, tough man-to-man defense. Obviously, rebounding is an emphasis. But, on the offensive end, it's a lot of, off-ball movement. It's not a whole lot of dribbling the basketball. It's, we're going to play through staggers and pin downs and whatnot to get guys shots and then make reads out of those shots, to dump down to the big so we can finish. But it's not a lot of, one-on-one ISO type of deal, which is, the right way to play, in my opinion.
So did you feel that you were lost a little bit playing for Washington last year in that 2-3 zone and that kind of ISO ball they like to play a little bit more so than here?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a knock on them, but it's not my style of, my type of basketball I like to play. I'm not much of a 2-3 guy, I found out, honestly. So coming back, playing man-to-man and, playing as a team offensively is refreshing.
Michael and Anna?
Hey, Erik, Michael Lanano with the State newspaper. Frank Martin was talking about just you're a guy that they've had their eyes on you for a little while. I know you had played against them a season or two ago. Just what has the relationship been like with Frank over the years? How has that kind of evolved? And what was the process like and conversations like with him when you're deciding to come here?
Yeah, I played, South Carolina and Cancun when I was with Wichita State my sophomore year. And I had, obviously we had a good game. We put together a win. Individually, I had a good game, and then Frank and I had some words after the game, and pretty much always remember each other after that. First time out of the portal, I went back home, but second time I went as far away as home as possible. So obviously, I got a lot of trust in him, a lot of faith in him, and I liked what he had to say about me. Even though I've heard that spiel 2-3 times now. Your coach is going to tell you what they want you to hear. So, but he's not one of those guys. He's going to shoot you straight.
What did he say about you, if you don't mind sharing?
He just went into some, the basics, toughness and, ability to shoot and make plays, and how I'm going to fit into the program.
Mitch Brown?
Erik, obviously, James talked about it earlier. It's just he looks at it as a challenge, helping this team get back to NCAA tournament level. For you, what was it that was attractive outside of maybe that challenge as a competitor, and also just getting far as away from home as you could as well?
I mean, it's always a challenge to get to the tournament, no matter what. Honestly, I've been on one team that we were projected to go to the tournament. But it's not easy to get into that level. But I think we have the pieces to do it. Honestly, we got some work to do. With maturity and toughness, and come to the gym ready to work every day. But I think we can figure it out, and if we do, I think we should be pretty good.
Colin Taylor?
Erik, you mentioned the offensive similarities to with the Wichita State system and then Frank's system. How, defensively speaking, because Frank's system's so unique in that regard, how does that really compare in the film you've been able to kind of watch and compare between the two?
Yeah, defensively, it's a little bit different than Wichita. At Wichita, we played, smart man to man. If you felt like you could pressure, you could pressure. If not, just played solid, kept your guy in front type of deal. But here it's, we're all the way up the line in the passing lane, basically enticing to make that backdoor cut, backdoor pass. But obviously just trying not to give that up at the same time. Um, so it's different in a way, but it's similar in a way as well when it comes to toughness and aggressiveness and the culture. We're going to get a stop, go get a rebound type of deal. It's a lot, similar in that aspect to Wichita.
Let's go to John Del Bianco.
Erik, John Del Bianco with the BigSpur.com 24/7 Sports. Nice to meet you. Having been a transfer already, how much was this trip to South Carolina how much did the transfer from Wichita State to Washington kind of help with this process? Being that you experienced a transfer already.
I mean, being a two-time transfer, it's, people look at it negatively. Obviously, I look at it negatively sometimes, but, things happen for a certain reason. Things that you control things that you can control always don't go your way, if that makes sense. And so having that experience from transferring to Washington the first time pretty much just gave me a sense of what I wanted to look forward to in my second time in the portal and what I wanted to get back to playing. That's, in my opinion, the right style of basketball. Playing as a team offensively, being connected defensively, taking good shots, as many possessions as you can. So that's what really brought me to Carolina, honestly.
Joe Gorcha.
Erik, you mentioned being disappointed a little bit about being a two-time transfer. Have you learned since you came back here to South Carolina now, how to kind of embrace your path and embrace what your future might be on the court now that you found a place that you feel that embraces your style and philosophy of basketball?
Yeah. My college plan hasn't came through yet, with how I wanted to go through college and end up making money with the game. And so being a two-time transfer, like I said, people pretty much look at that negatively. But I mean, everybody's path is different. There's some guys that have transferred, one time made it to the league, two times made it to the league. It's just a matter of fit, honestly. Play style and fit in the system, that could anybody can thrive if they're in the right system, if that makes sense. And so it just really just takes one good season to stand out, get your name out there again, and then, obviously have a decision to make after that.
Colin Taylor.
Erik, how do you feel like you can help this team this year from either an on-court standpoint or from a leadership standpoint?
Definitely both, for sure. I've always been a leader my whole life, pretty much on every team that I'm allowed to be a leader, that I was allowed to be a leader on, I was a leader, if that makes sense. And I was that leader on my Wichita State team my sophomore year when we ended up 23-8. So I know what it takes to win at the college level. I know how to win. I know how we need to conduct our business. On the court, just being pretty much a vet. I know how fast the college game is, how physical the college game is. Just trying to help the young guys learn the game as fast as possible. Obviously, I have stuff I need to work on as well, but I'm in here daily working on my game, so I know I'm going to be fine.